It's been a few weeks since I've heard that little jingle. How are you,
Yeah,
Jimmy?
it has been a few weeks. I almost just pressed end broadcast instead of cutting off of that title sequence. So that would have been a short episode.
And I think that I think what's happened is we've gotten so big and so many endorsements coming our way. Gigs that we've got. Fallon, Ellen. We were supposed to be on Ellen, then she got canceled. A lot of stuff that it's been taking our time, but we got to come back to what made us famous. So they happen periodically from now on.
You were on Fallon a couple weeks ago. They decided to just put you in the audience for it, but that was kind of your shtick that they wanted to make you have, right?
It was part of the joke.
And we already talked. Did we already talk about this?
We did, but yeah, it was part of the joke. And there's people around me that they thought they knew not to say anything to me. So everyone was very polite and we just went along with business. That's showbiz. Mm-hmm. That's showbiz.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jimmy, how have you been? It's August. Football happens this month.
Well, it's been a long past couple weeks because you and myself have came down with COVID, and I'm fully recovered. Other than the fact I can't taste or smell anything, and they don't preface having COVID with how annoying that symptom is. I'll take that symptom over any serious condition that I could have gotten from COVID, but it is demoralizing when you have a fresh cup of coffee in the morning and you put your nose up to it and you just can't, there's nothing coming back. You can't smell a thing.
Right. And like you said, we understand it's a deadly virus. We have survived that aspect. Now it's surviving the taste and smell, and it's brutal. I mean, I stuck my head in a bag of coffee grounds, just nothing. Couldn't smell a thing. The only positive for me, though, is I haven't showered in a few days, and you would never know. I smell beautiful. So that's
I haven't had it. Scooping our cat's kitty litter has been good because I'm like, normally I'm gagging over there trying to scoop it, but I'm like, oh, the place smells great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm taking out the trash. I'm cleaning toilets. I'm just living in it and not showering. It's like, now that I say it out loud, it's really not a bad gig.
Yeah. I'm being intimate with my wife. Times I wasn't doing that before. I could smell.
Yep.
All right.
Jeez. Okay. Well, so yeah, got a great show planned for everyone. You know, the usual, and we're going to kick it off with beer of the week.
Yes, you remember. All right. Given beer sounded terrible for Joe and I coming off of COVID, it just didn't. I can't even taste it, so I imagine it just tastes like bath water or something. Yeah. So we're going seltzer water, sparkling water, bubbly. I actually hate sparkling water with a burning passion, but I'll give this flavor a try.
Yeah. Interesting way to start off our sponsorship with bubbly. Bubbly sparkling water. Flavor with other natural flavors. Bubbly. Thank you for the sponsorship, Bubbly. Hi, you, it says at the top as I crack it open.
Mine says, oh, hi. You know, this isn't bad. This is the lemon lime flavor. It tastes like a bad Sprite.
Yeah.
This would be a Sprite I would send back and say, hey, I think you need to change out the fountain.
Yep. But you keep having that, my friend, and that bad boy is going to taste more and more like Sprite to you. That way, when one day you do treat yourself to a Sprite, it's going to be like pure cocaine.
Here's my thing, though, with this. It's like, what is, because it's supposed to be healthy and everything. What is the thing that's putting the flavor in this? That's all I want to know, because that's all the ingredients are, right? Sparkling water and then this flavoring. I just want to know what that is. Remember, there was that nasty rumor about LaCroix a little bit ago that it was like the same stuff they do use to kill cockroaches.
Yeah,
so I'm afraid of that.
Craziness. It's natural flavors.
You had a big LaCroix kick a little bit ago, didn't you?
Yeah, and then it just came to, what's BOGO at Publix? For those Northerners, buy one, get one at Publix.
And BOGO stands for buy one, get one.
Yep.
They actually, in Georgia, if you go to Publix and you have BOGO, if you don't buy 2, they give you half off the 1. So you don't have to get 2. Because sometimes you don't need 2 whole loaves of bread. Like, I'm not going to go through that, Mackenzie and I.
Yeah, there was one time I didn't, and I just got 1, and she's like, it's BOGO, and I was like, I know, but I'm just getting
just not
1.
worth it.
And she's like, you sure you don't want to go back? And I was just like, lady, we're not going to do this here. Just let me get my loaf of bread and get out of here. But then I thought about it, and like, why not? I could have just given that to anyone. I could have given it to her. I could have bought it and said, take this home. That it was stupid of me. She was calling me out, and I should have just taken. I could have done infinite amount of things with that loaf of bread. Could have done a science experiment.
Could have given it to someone homeless. Did you say that?
Yeah, I was going. That was kind of
That should be probably your first thought instead of doing science experiments. But
yeah, but anything. Yeah, I mean, I love sparkling water. I used to not like it, but then had it on my honeymoon. And when you're on your honeymoon, everything's good. It's yeah. So, and you're in Hawaii, you're feeling good, and we had it in our room, and so it's been my kind of thing ever since. It's that little carbonation. Kind of makes you feel like you're drinking soda. That's what helps me out mentally because I hate water. Pure water, I hate it.
Like, is this hydrating for us? Like, is this actually high? I never feel like I'm getting hydrated from
it hydrates water. Just the same. I Googled it.
You Googled it? Mm-hmm. I'm glad you did your research.
Yeah. Yep. Hydration.
Right. System. I that made me, what you were just talking about, made me think of a Burns Night Biscuit. It's not going to be mine this week, but when cashiers comment on stuff you're buying, but we're just not going to get into that right now. That's another one. That's not what I have planned for today.
Yeah. I tend to lie to them. Like if it's something I've never had and they're like, oh, how is this? I'm like, it's great. And I'm like, I don't know why I said that. I just lied to you, but
yeah. Big plans tonight. Yeah. No.
Yeah. And, and then it's like 8:00 and you're like, how about you? Knowing full well they are working.
They're closing.
11. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just awkward. And now I just walk out with my single loaf of bread as she just sadly looks at the one on the shelf.
A single tear goes down your face as you're leaving. Mm-hmm. All right. What burns my biscuit? Let's keep this moving. All right.
Before you go, Jimmy, I have to say that I was called a hypocrite for my last Burns My Biscuit by my wife. We were driving back from Disney Springs, and I got very angry at a tourist in front of me because they stopped in the middle of the road and they put on their hazards. And they are from Michigan.
Oh, not the hazards.
Yeah. And she called me out. And so I apologized to her. I apologized to them. I apologized to God. And here we are. I stand by my word about tourists. But please carry on.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't mind tourists until they start putting my life in danger. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
All right. What burns my biscuit this week? Let me pull it up quick. There was once a time where I knew exactly where I needed to go if I wanted to watch television. And it was as simple as clicking the power button. Maybe I had 2 remotes that would hit the cable box or something like that. But there was a time when I knew I just had to go to my cable provider, and that's where I would get my television shows. Then Netflix came along, right? Kind of blew up the industry, made people a little bit more on demand, even though on their own TVs, they could still record television shows. It was just different. You had it was more at your fingertips. And then more streaming services came. I don't remember what the next big one was. Maybe let's say Hulu. And then you have Disney Plus. Then you have Apple TV Plus. Then you have HBO. There was like 2 HBOs at one point I couldn't keep track of. And the whole thing was cable's so expensive. Let's just have these streaming services and it's so much better. And now we're in a mix of having 20 different $5 a month packages that it's more expensive than cable ever was. And sometimes I think it's more difficult to find stuff. I just miss the days where I would just click on my television. What was on was on. If I recorded my show, great for me. If I didn't, then okay, I forgot. But I'm tired. There's just so many out there. And it's like, oh, I know I've seen this one movie on one of these streaming services and I cannot figure out which one it's on. And it's never the one you have. It's always like Stars Plus is where it actually lives on or something like that. So I think we've tried to simplify so much. You have Paramount Plus, all this, that it's brutal. Made it more difficult. Yeah. And it's just exhausting.
$5 a month too. You're being very generous. I'm trying to figure out which one of these is $5 a month.
Here's the thing, and it's wrong, but a lot of my streaming services I don't personally pay for.
Classic. And very, very few people have their own Netflix. That's fair. Yeah,
but I have almost everything, and there's still like times where it's like the one show you want to watch. Like Netflix has a whole lot of nothing sometimes. Like they have Sinister. Yeah. I wanted to watch Sinister the other night. They only have Sinister 2 on. Just the sequel.
Right.
So who just wants to log on and watch the sequel?
Right. I have the Disney. I will say I agree with you, but I will say 2 things. One, it is incredible now how many options. Like, are you saying you'd rather go back to the simplified cable but just have less options of what you can watch? Like in that case, you wanted to watch Sinister. I guess back in the day you could just rent it or something. Yeah, I get that. All right, so I get you there. TV shows though. Well, streaming sites have changed the game for TV shows.
Yeah, I don't mind going on like Amazon Prime, Amazon Movies, and renting it for like $4. I don't care about that. That's fine.
What about TV shows?
The TV shows, it's just everything's just more like you. If you want to watch The Office, you have to get Peacock. Like it's just not as easy as it used to be. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's going to, I don't see that lasting. I don't see things like Peacock and Paramount. I don't see them making I mean, it's been hard enough for the Netflixes of the world, the Disney Pluses of the world, that I can't see them surviving and making money off of it. But I mean, what do I know? I'm no business guy. I will say the Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus package is incredible. $15 a month, but ESPN Plus will get you, like, it gets me some Yankees games that normally aren't on TV. It gets you a lot of like the premium, like you can watch some different sports at different times and stream it. You get the Hulu stuff and Disney Plus. That's a good package, and then Netflix stands on its own.
It also bothers me that it's streaming now, but there's still like these, like Ted Lasso, they'll only release 1 episode a week, even though they're all made and ready to go. But they'll just release 1 a week, like it back. Like, no, like if we're going to do this whole streaming thing, just throw them all out there so I can watch all of them. It probably paces me better. We already finished the 2nd season of Outer Banks in one night, but
Outer Banks 2? How was that? Yeah. That show, it's so bad, but it pulls you in.
I know. Mackenzie loves it. It's just, I don't know. So some of this stuff, it's so unrealistic. It just blows my mind. You'd have to watch it though.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put any spoilers in it, but it's, yeah.
So here's classic mom comment. We grew up with 4 channels, and I know you guys will laugh, but there was something special about the Wizard of Oz being on once a year and Charlie Brown specials, and we had to get up off the couch to change the channel. So, but I do get that. The special, like there used to be something special about everyone sitting down and say it was Seinfeld, sitting down and we're going to watch Seinfeld because it's on every night, TBS, 8:00. Mm-hmm. That stuff's gone. That's why, though, TV shows are now going back, like Ted Lasso releasing only once a week, because they think a show like, let's say, like a show like Peaky Blinders or Breaking Bad or something. Well, Breaking Bad was on TV. Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, that was before.
Yeah, so Peaky Blinders, they think if that was released normally, it could have been one of the greatest shows ever, talked about forever. Instead, it's like, oh, these people, everyone consumes it right away, talks about it real quick, and poof, it's gone. So TV shows struggle with that now. How do they get people continuing to talk about it?
Yeah, I guess it's a money thing.
Yeah,
but Mom, this sounds miserable.
I'm glad we're away from this.
Yeah, this just sounds like a living hell. So, yeah. White
But
Lotus has
yeah.
been my new show. Wonderful new show on HBO Max. So you have to have HBO Max. which is
HBO
like
Max is
10
solid.
It is a very good one, but it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's a good one though.
What am I? I'm watching on HBO Max. All right, no, we just started Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That's on Amazon Prime. I'm watching something on
See,
HBO Max.
I just can't even think of it. What was the show? We wanted to watch Handmaid's Tale the other night. It's like, oh, that's Hulu. Well, that's like the one we don't have. It's great.
I was trying to find Seinfeld. Seinfeld's not on anything right now.
You can't. Yeah, that you can't find that anywhere. Mackenzie's Family has it all in DVDs if you ever want to borrow it from them.
I'm thinking
They would make a ton of money if they would put that on a streaming service.
I think Netflix bought the rights, and it'll be on Netflix eventually.
Okay. Yeah, that's what Bird's Eye Biscuit, man.
Times.
It's more expensive nowadays than it ever was before with just cable, and I'm still paying for cable. Like we're still, like we do YouTube TV, like we're still paying for that, so it's just more expensive now.
You know what? You just have to say no to it. Sometimes you have to look at media, look at all the entertainment, and say, no thanks, not today. I'm going to read a book.
That's true.
You
Yeah,
kiddos out there don't
complaining
know
about
what
stuff
books
I'm
are.
signing up for. So I guess they don't have a lot of room.
But yeah, them splitting everything up, it's unfortunate.
It's exhausting.
The Office leaving Netflix was...
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I have Peacock though, because I have Xfinity internet. Like there's always those like random ones you don't even realize you have. It's like, yeah, I signed up for a cruise vacation 3 years ago and they threw in Hulu Plus or something like that. Like there's just these random times that they just, because it doesn't cost them anything. It's total money makers for these people to just have these subscriptions.
Right. Do you think we'll revert back to getting them all under one platform?
Well, if you actually go on Apple TV, it's interesting because they kind of are starting that. Like it knows on all of my apps where I'm at. Like it knows on where I'm at Game of Thrones on HBO Max app. Wow. So like if I go on that app, it says like continue watching like it would if I was on the HBO Max app. So they're working on something. And
how's Game of Thrones going for you?
Wonderful, wonderful show. Gruesome. Yeah. Mackenzie's already fallen off.
Sometimes
about a week with
show
her.
like that, you just got to leave them.
A lot of names in the beginning, so it's like tough to follow.
A lot of names.
I have to do subtitles now. It's the other thing.
Yeah,
I used to never do it, but now that's all I have to do subtitles, or else everything seems like complete gibberish to me. But it's helped because there were a lot of names. But wonderful show, and I have like 5 seasons ahead of me. That's the best feeling when you know you just have a whole life ahead of you.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. Happens to what in the world is a big one. You can probably guess what it is.
What's been going on?
I'm trying to click so fast.
Jeez. I'm going to let my
I wish
cat
we had
in
the
door.
music. The Olympic theme song, I wish we had it here, is one of the better ones. It's up there with like when you hear... Now it's like annoying because we've just been hearing it for so long, but those first couple times you hear it, it's a similar feeling like when the Masters comes on.
Yep.
It gives you that feeling of, like no other television event ever has me caring for sports that I've never even thought to play before.
Yep. Well, and it's easy to you watch the sport, you find the American and you root for them.
Yeah.
And if the American's not in it, you still talk about the underdog, someone with a cool story, you're like, I'll root for them. So you immediately get invested in a sport you have no idea about, a person you have no idea about, and then by the end of it, you start figuring out kind of what the sport's all about. You start yelling tips like you've known the sport for your whole life, and it's like you just learned what it is. That happened today. I was watching the marathon swimming, and I'm like, she should have fed. She should have gotten her water. And I didn't even know that was a thing. Didn't even know marathon swimming was a thing before. I mean, I knew it was a thing, but like I didn't really know what it was like. And yeah, so then I'm just yelling, and she lost. The American was in second place, ends up finishing like second to last because she didn't feed and energize properly.
Well, there's It's kind of sad though, because I'll be watching an event and yeah, you find the one America and you're like, all right, let's go. Come on, America. You have someone that came from a third world country. This is all they've ever known. They've worked their whole lives, and I'm rooting against them. And I want that red, white, and blue to be hoisting the gold at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. They'll live.
I've been getting the feeling though that countries are catching up with the United States this year. I've noticed normally like in Rio 2016, I mean, we were just dominating gold. I feel like I was always seeing an American win. Now we're still in the lead, I think, but it's like,
yeah, we're still in the lead. Yeah, but the gap is a little more narrow, because we got to get that hunger back. Those countries want it more. Yeah. We need to want it.
Like there's a Norwegian guy that you would never think would have anything close to the world record for the 400-meter hurdles, but he blistered the 400-meter, but did like sub 45 seconds. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anyone run like this guy. He looks like someone that I would hire as my accountant.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Watch it. It's good. But yes. So the big question.
Tokyo's been tough though, because it's the time zone. It's so hard to catch.
Yeah, I missed a lot.
You got to wake up in the wee hours of the morning to catch it live. Otherwise, you're watching prime time here. It's already happened, but it's already been spoiled for you.
Yeah, so I haven't caught one basketball game.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't either. But it'll be in LA in 2024.
Really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
So that'll be. We'll only have to do a little time difference there.
I just don't know where all these stadiums come from and stuff. Like, where do they find these places? Like, where's LA going to be able to host like all the Olympic soccer and stuff like that? Well,
so they build stadiums and arenas and stuff just for the Olympics, and they'll use. But
like in LA, where do they have the room for that?
But they'll go all over the state. I bet. Like, it won't just be in LA.
Gotcha.
Like they're going all over Tokyo, some other spots in Japan. It's not everything's happening like right in the center.
Like it happened. They did it in Atlanta a while ago. Like I still drive by the Torch all the time. I'm like, where could they possibly have hosted the Olympics here? Like where would everyone be? It had to be just all over the state at random places.
Yeah, exactly.
So the big question is, and I've gotten this a couple times, and there's always the people that are a little overconfident when they get this question. It's like, oh, I could definitely medal in something. I wouldn't embarrass myself. Or I guess that's the better question is, what event would you not just completely embarrass yourself and you would look respectable? But we'll up the ante a little bit and say, what is one event in specifically the Summer Olympics? We can do the Winter Olympics when those come around. But what's one event, if you dedicated the next 3 years of your life up until Olympic qualifiers, every day you dropped everything right now, you quit your job, you left your family, you said, I am dedicating every single day training for this. What's
up, like heaven, am I right?
Yeah. All right, this bubbly man is giving me, it's like, I don't burp, but I've never felt more air inside of me.
Nice.
And I can't smell if I'm ripping them right now. That's actually... we don't have to get into that. That's been one great thing about this. Because Mackenzie got COVID too, so she can't smell either.
Oh, yeah. Free range, open season.
It has been. There's going to be a rude awakening at some point.
True. Gut shoving, and then one day you're going to pull open the covers and be like, woo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how I'm going to find out she got her smell back is because of that. Okay. Well, our mother's already answered and said balance beam. That's a tough one. I think that you dedicated only 3 years of your life. That's like an entire life thing. Like you got kids being worked when they're toddlers to do the balance beam.
And that's what I'm thinking on all of these. I get saying, let's drop everything for 3 straight years. What can you train at to medal in? But you're going up against people that have been doing it their entire lives. And now they're 25, 30, 35 years old. You don't stand a chance.
Every day for the next 3 years, you focused on this.
People have already been doing that. You think these kids go to school? You think that Ukrainian gymnast goes to class?
I think... I was watching one sport today, and it's actually what made me think of the idea today. I was like, I think if I played this sport for the next 3 years, all I did, dedicate everything to it. It was handball. Handball is an
Okay.
Olympic sport. And I do think I could be on the Olympic team, possibly, if I dedicated the rest of my life. Let me find a picture of this.
Tell me what goes into handball. I'm looking up.
It's literally, it's
the
like,
sport.
it's almost like soccer with your hands. Like you run around and you just throw this ball into a goal.
And so you medal as a team?
You remember speedball in PE? Do you ever play speedball? It's speedball.
Got it. And so you're on a team.
Yeah.
So okay, so you have other people helping you. So I think a team sport might be my best bet.
Well, I just sit on the bench or just ride the bench.
Yeah.
I'm finding I got a picture of it right here. It's literally like what, like you just have this ball and this massive goal. And I don't know how you lose the ball, but I do think if I put everything towards this sport, I'd be able to handle it.
But like, what do the men look like? I feel like they're huge and fast.
But that's the thing. You could spend the next 3 years getting shredded.
Yeah. Okay, I got mine.
You've got good hand-eye coordination. I think you'd be able to handle it.
I think I could handle it. I don't know if I'm... All right, I think I got mine. So 3 years. Granted, this is something right now I've only ever done twice in my life, and I'm terrible at it. Because at first, before we went live, you just ran this question by me. We're not prepping, improv, but you just ran it by me just to make sure our guys, our producers, were okay with it. And I said, table tennis.
And I just totally disagree with that.
Yeah, and I think I was looking up video, and they're so good. I think shooting.
Jeez.
Shooting for 3 years, and I can medal in shooting. Every single day, all day for 3 years, I'm just practicing shooting. I think I get pretty darn good at it.
Like the skeet shooting?
Yeah. Is that what it is? Is that what the Olympic shooting is?
Yeah, I saw the people were very impressive. But I think if you're a decent shot now, yeah, and you focused every single day, all day, just shooting and shooting, yeah.
Right? Like what I feel like eventually I'd hit a point. I mean, I don't know.
But it's not to take anything away from people actually do it, but it's like
I don't think I wouldn't medal. I'm crazy. Because if I would, why don't I do it? What's stopping me?
Because you'd have to drop everything and practice this. Like these are probably people that grew up shooting as kids and then probably started doing it competitively through middle school and then got super serious about it.
Dad said solo synchronized swimming. Just picture that. Just you in the middle of the pool, just doing this synchronized dance with nobody. That'd be pretty easy to medal in. You don't know if you're off. It's just you and yourself. Yeah. You know what? The Olympics makes me realize I wish I focused more on sports as a child.
Yeah, just like one random sport.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, with like these sports, there's no
miserable.
money into it until you actually get to the Olympics.
Yeah. And like, do these people enjoy their lives?
Yeah. And even with these handball people, it's like, what sponsors? Like the whole thing is like, yeah, you get your gold medal, you're probably getting some sponsors. Like what handball sponsors are these people getting?
Yeah, the handball, like the gymnasts, the swimmers, they're all set. They're gonna be like a guy like Michael Phelps. He was set for life from the Olympics. The new guy Dressel.
Yeah, Caleb Dressel.
He's unbelievable. He's set for life. Florida.
Just shredded with a whole tattoo sleeve. It's incredible. Good for him.
He's terrifying in the water. If he's coming at me in the water, I would be more afraid of him coming at me in the water than a great white. I mean, he's coming at you. Just
Yeah.
imagine him just full on in and out of the water, coming straight towards you. What do you do?
I know. And then the girl who's been dominating female swimming, I think she's from Japan. She's like home from Japan. She's got her massive braces. Have you seen her? When she comes out, it's like it was just a middle schooler that just won this race. She's just smiling and all happy.
Yeah.
Like this girl's the best in the world right now. Just a
Crazy.
force to be reckoned with.
Craziness.
And the braces are probably slowing her down.
Yeah. Rip those off. Who cares about what your teeth look like when you're an Olympic swimmer?
Yeah. If you have gaps in your teeth, the water's probably flowing through it. It's adding some.
But like, come on, look at this goalie in this picture. You're telling me she's an Olympian?
Yeah. Like I see like 50 people like that and you just go to Gold's Gym.
Right.
And like that's how they outfitted her for the Olympics. The biggest event in her life, and they give her an oversized sweatshirt and sweatpants. She looks terrified too. No chance she's saving this shot right now. She has no idea where this ball's going.
What are the kind of final scores in this sport? They've got to be high. It's like almost impossible to block it.
Yeah, and it looks pretty aggressive. I wonder if like that's a legal play right there. That's happening on the shooter. She's just getting completely shoved from behind.
Shoved in she's getting a teammate is or her up. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. I just had a stroke. The lady in the white is pushing number 9 into her own teammate in the white. Got it? That's what's happening in this picture, everybody.
Yeah, I didn't even see. She's completely going to eat it after she gets rid of this ball.
Her left leg's off the ground. She's done. Aguilar, number 10, looks on. Everyone's just looking on.
Oh, this wasn't even from this year.
No, this isn't even close. This is 10 years ago.
Darn it. Well, I was watching it today.
Yeah. All right. Well, what plans do you have for the week? Wrap up the Olympics on Sunday?
I might go peach picking this weekend.
So you're done? Your lockdown quarantine's over?
Yeah, my 10 days are over.
Good for you.
I'm telling you, man, this bubbly is bursting my insides right now. I feel like I just drank rocks.
My gosh.
Have you seen the trend where people are trying to chug these things and they literally just like die after like 10 seconds?
No.
Oops, didn't mean to pop that back up.
It's like these things are so carbonated.
Yeah. Like I feel full and I've only had like half of this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be an Olympian.
That's the goal. So I'm just going to drop everything and start shooting for 3 straight years. Shoot anything that comes my way.
There you go. I'm awful at skeet shooting. I did it once.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm a terrible shot.
Everyone was waiting for me to hit one before we went out hunting. I was like, guys, it's fine. I'm not going to hit it, and it's fine.
Oh, yeah. And then each time I missed, it became a bigger deal. And everyone's like, the guy is like patting me on the back. He's like, it's all right, Joe. You're going to get it eventually. And I'm like, I'm not. I just want to go home. I'm not going to get it.
Exactly. They were treating me like I'm some Make-A-Wish kid before we go out.
Yeah. And then Lindsay steps up, one shot, boom, just blows the clay up. And of course, that got everyone going. And then the guide started to turn on me. He goes, Joe, your wife's showing you up. And I'm like, buddy,
that's not what I needed to hear, man.
I don't want to hear it. Okay. Just take my gun away from me so I don't shoot anybody here and let me go home.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's the shells you're using. You're using a little more difficult shells. Here's the good ones. And I proceeded to miss like the next 10 as well. I'm like, guys, I'm wasting our money right now by just shooting these shells. Can we just go?
Yeah, like, oh, it's the gun. Just here's an easy gun. You can't miss with this. It's like, well, I'm going to, and it's just going to embarrass me even more. So is that what everyone's goal is here today? Is embarrass Joe? Or I've seen, 6-year-old over here. He hasn't hit anything. What can we start harping on him?
Exactly.
Yeah, buddy over there hasn't even shot a gun yet. Afraid of guns. Let's go after him.
Yeah.
At least I'm out here trying.
Yeah, this guy's just been drinking and making fun of everyone and hasn't taken a shot yet.
Right. You know what, Mr. Guide? Why don't you take a shot? Big talk.
I did better once they were actually birds.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of the clay, and I just
Then
needed them to be living. I needed that
then your
motivation.
killer instinct comes out.
Yeah.
Yep. Fun stuff. Fun.
Well, I hope you feel better. I know
Thanks,
you're on
man.
the tail end.
Yep, getting there. Friday should be my last day.
That's exciting.
Yeah, kick off the weekend good. This past weekend was awful.
Yeah. I
But
watched a
Wednesday night-
lot of television.
We're going through the Marvel movies in timeline order. So,
Oof. That is an adventure.
yep.
It's honestly too much. I tried doing that the
Like
other
26
day.
movies.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much.
Yep.
And I don't like watching movies with Mackenzie like that. They need to be paying attention because she sits on her phone half the time. So I'm like, we're not doing this.
Right. You got to be in those. You got to be invested from the start.
Mm-hmm.
All right, James. Cheers.
Cheers to bubbly. I'll probably never drink one of these again.
Cheers to bubbly. You might have a couple TikToks coming out.
Maybe.
Good.
I'm the king of coming to Mackenzie and be like, this would be a good TikTok idea.
Yeah.
And then it never sees the light.
I've had a TikTok idea now for 2 months. I just got to do it.
Yeah, it's going to take 20 minutes to make, but it's just the thought of it.
I've never made one, so I don't understand the whole TikTok world.
I've put myself out there on TikTok and just gotten minimal views, and there's nothing more worse than that.
Create for yourself, my man. Create for yourself.
Maybe you'll see a TikTok. God, so many ideas brewing up there. Got a couple business ideas too.
Yep.
Couple apps. I tried to learn how to code the other day because I was having a midlife crisis and thought I'd learn how to code apps. It's a little hard, I thought.
You could give me 3 years of doing nothing but coding. I still wouldn't know how to do it.
That actually, I think you'd be good at if you dedicate every day for 3 years. That means you're just an idiot if you can't get at that point.
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
All right. Cheerio.
Follow on everything, like and subscribe our stream. And bye. My internet's been awful. I've been getting a low internet thing.
That's all right.
I missed the old tapestry behind you. All right, we're actually hogging off now. We're at 38 minutes. Bye.